almost died once. Yeah, you see, my best friend Chrissy and I, we used to go for these really long drives all the time. It was like our ultimate favorite summer activity. And like most of the time we wouldn't even have a destination in mind when we set out. We'd just like get a couple of giant Slurpees and a pack of smokes. And we'd head out on the road. Most nights we'd end up in like one of the parks in Maple Ridge. That's where we live. And you know, we lay on a blanket and stare at the stars. On nights when we didn't do the stargazing blanket park thing, you know, we'd end up somewhere near water, usually. A lake or the ocean. So there's this one day where we decide to go to White Rock. And you know, by the time we decide where we're actually going, it's getting pretty late. Which is fine. I mean, it's not like we're gonna go swimming or anything, you know, we're just gonna sit on a log and dream about our futures, falling in love, getting famous, getting some wicked awesome tattoos. You know, all the stuff you dream about when you're 17. Yeah, anyway, so it's like summer, but it's like 8 o'clock. So by the time we get to the beach, it's like getting dark. And the wind is totally picking up. You know, like the ocean waves are roaring. It's like, it's almost all you can hear. And like I said, it's getting dark, but like, it's almost worse than black dark. You know what I mean? It's like that dusky gray dark where you think you can see everything, but like, it's kind of in a haze. Anyway, we're determined. So we get all our stuff, and we start hauling up the steps to the beach. And we are in the middle of crossing the train tracks when suddenly Chrissy stops, and she goes, "Oh, crap. I forgot the smokes." Now, I've got the keys under a pile of stuff in my arms, so we both turn around to go back to the car to get the cigarettes, and we have just stepped off the train tracks when... We just stand there, gasping for the longest time. Finally, Chrissy says, "You know what just happened?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Smoking just saved our lives." A year later, I'm sitting in a cafe with my friend Jen after our acting class. And it's this really cute little cafe at the corner of Robson and Richards. I don't know if you remember it, Cafe S'il vous plaît. Oh, it was the best. Yeah. They had like the best cornbread, really yummy homemade pies. Oh man. And anyway, if you don't know it, it's like really hippie-ish and cozy with tons of big plants in the windows. The decor kind of reminds me of like suburban picture windows of the 70s, but with less macrame. So anyway, Jen and I, we're sitting there, we're talking about our acting class and like our scene study and like our character's motivation and stuff, blah, 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 blah. And as we're talking, I noticed there's this guy sitting at the bar, like kind of perpendicular to the booth we're sitting in, like say we're here, like I'm here and Jen's there, then he's like there, but like facing hair, but like he almost looks like super fancy professional. You know what I mean? Like he's a bit too money to be in this cafe. Like he should be eating at like the Hotel Vancouver or something. Anyway, this guy is totally staring at me. Like. Girl, right? I'm like 6'1", and I'm going through that like that studded collar, dorky t-shirt, giant plaid pants, huge boots phase. Yeah, I'm 18, you know. So I'm used to people staring at me a little bit. So when I catch this guy looking at me, you know, at first I don't think much of it. But as time goes on, I'm like trying to keep up my conversation with Jen, right? But like. I cannot deny the intense, unbroken gaze that is shooting at me like a laser beam. So eventually, you know, I just start giving him little looks like, what? And he's still. And I'm like, what? And he's like, and I'm like, what? And he's like, and I'm like, what? And he's like, it's really starting to freak me out. Eventually, he gets up and walks over to our booth. And he comes right up to our table, and he leans right on it, and he looks right at me, and he says, "Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you have the biggest, most beautiful feet I have ever seen." Now, yes, admittedly, I do have larger feet. You're kidding me, right? You can do better than that, honey. Come on. I'm a tall girl. What are you gonna do? So anyway, he's all, you have the biggest, most beautiful feet I have ever seen. Could I take you out for dinner sometime? Bring you back home? Take off those boots of yours? Stick my nose between your feet and just... smell them? Then he's like, I would really like that. By this point, Jen's just like, I'm all about the healthy exploration of fetish, okay? I read Savage Love. This guy's approach is so wrong. So I'm like, well, I'm flattered. Thank you, but you know that is not it's not so much my thing. So yeah, no. Does he leave? No. Does it get weirder? Yes. So he leans in closer and he says, I am the spiritual leader of Saint Germain. Answer's still no. Sorry. I am the spiritual leader of Saint Germain. To this day, I absolutely no idea what that means.